What's going on, family? Hopefully, you guys are having an awesome evening. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm about to go ahead and shrink my big mug down. We can jump right into some sauce. Let me go ahead and refresh. Make sure we got audio. What's going on? Yep, we got action. Boom, let's go. All right. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alrighty. Hope you guys had an awesome weekend. And yes, we have Mr. MetaMask himself, Mr. Mike Sotero is in the building. Let's get it. What country are you in right now, bro? Are you still in Germany? Are you jumping across Europe right now? Like, what's going on?
No, we're still in Germany until like the 18th. We just got to another city here, Berlin, which is the capital.
Okay.
So yeah, we just got here. We're here for a couple days, and then off to the next country. And then we go to Vienna, which is in another country, Austria.
Nice. I saw the last event. That thing was slapping.
Yeah, that Soul idea. We'll take a look at it. Was actually called out at that event. So
sheesh.
People are
no
happy.
Pressure, of course.
Yeah, people are happy.
So quick refresh of oldcoingecko.com. We got Bitcoin at $25,000. ETH hanging out at around 1,800. We got Tether at $1. Who would have thunk it? BNB below 300 at 276. USD coin at $1. Who would have thunk it? We look at some of the top performers for the last day. Also, XRP 50 cents. That's all I'm saying. All right. We got some of the top performers, as you can guess. We got Tether Gold, Tether, Pax Gold, USD Coin, USDD, DAI, Binance USD, Gemini Dollar, Pax Dollar, CUSDC, True USD, Frax. Like, obviously, we see stable coins are everything right now, right? Tells you a little bit about what's going on inside the market. Everybody's looking to get out and wait it out on the sideline. But when you look at the market cap, none of the value has left crypto. Once again, we've been telling you guys, everybody's trying to find a way in. Nobody wants to leave. We've been stuck at the I won't say stuck. We've been resting at the $1.1 trillion level for almost 5 months now. Says a little bit about what's going on inside the market, family. So I'm amped. Hopefully you guys are amped because you're seeing what's going on right now in this space. So like I said, we got some things right now lining up. The markets are definitely looking interesting, to say the least. Mike, don't be mad at me. Yes, I wore a Florida State jersey. I don't want to hear any kind of backlash for this. I'm a Deion Sanders fan. All right.
That's the only jersey I'll allow you to wear on our Go Live channel. But if I see anything else, this is the end of our relationship.
I knew I was going to hear the smoke. I even got the shorts on and everything. I got a whole Florida State outfit on. I know you're like, bro, are you serious right now?
Yeah, you got to get some Kane stuff.
I got a couple things. No, I actually have one. I have one Florida. I have the U. It's nice. It's actually like an authentic one too. It's got like the whole, like, it takes me a while to put it on because it's so tight. Like, you got to put the pads in it. It's a whole thing. But yeah, I got one. I got to get some more stuff to match up with it. But all I got is one for now. But we got Bitcoin and the rest of the market hanging out at some levels. We're about to get over here and talk. We got to talk about it. We got to kind of clear the air here. So we were looking at dollar index last week to end the week, and sure enough, dollar index has been holding. We talked about the market breaking above, testing within the zone, closing above, and now this market for the next 4 days, or for the last 3 days, has been hovering above this zone. When we go here down to the daily, you guys can see we broke above, tested a level, pushed back above, and now we're hanging out above this level. Honestly, guys, this dollar index is, I keep telling you guys, pay attention to this. Don't ignore it. Don't act like it's not important. We need to see what the dollar wants to do. It's showing signs of bullishness. So once again, when we go back and we double back and look at Bitcoin and crypto in general, we're getting what? Massive sell-offs coming right down to areas we talked about. How convenient that we're at a zone right now where we have a rally, base rally, and when we look at our fibs, low point to high point, right? 50%, 618 zone. Definitely looking to see some bullish momentum potentially from this area because we've been doing nothing but trending. We got our trend lines all laid out. We want to see how the market's going to behave. Let me go ahead and get that nice and clean. We want to see how the market's going to behave. Now, once again, trend lines aren't any kind of, area of entry or any kind of, signal to be buying into a market or selling into a market. We simply use those as friction points in the market. So right now, it is getting interesting seeing what's happening right now with this trend line and seeing us getting closer and closer to some levels. But I will say, just be patient, family. I get it. I know sometimes we get excited and you can't wait to hurry up and jump into the market when you see an area for a potential opportunity. We're not going to blindly just buy into anything, though. We always want to utilize lower time frames. So yes, on a daily, we're at a very interesting level. But right now, I'm watching these lower time frames. I want to see how the market reacts once we get down here to these zones. Seeing if we start seeing any kind of bullish momentum, maybe some higher highs, higher lows, some low risk, high reward scenarios. So I'm looking to find some opportunities with the alt projects right now inside of our portfolio. So you're going to start seeing some portfolio ideas because right now we're at a very, very interesting level where we can see some really nice, risk to reward setups playing out. And also we may see a little bit of a dip from the dollar index as well because we kind of tested some levels, like I said, and we're looking to see if we're going to hold above here or we're going to dip back down, right? Because on a 30-minute for the dollar index, you guys can see it for yourself. We got well, let me just go through the whole process here. We got our trend line. We got our high point, lower high, lower low. So boom, draw that out. Something's now breaking our trend line, right? Our friction point. So now what do? We're not going to take the fear from the highest point. We're going to use our micro setup before we use our macro. Remember, micro means itty bitty. Macro means big, Big Mac. So now what are we seeing? Prices have now come up to our zone, seeing a nice sell-off. And now we're already looking for an area here for sales. And the market broke above it. So now we're back retesting this level, right? We've invalidated the zone, back retesting it. So we may look to see more bullish momentum, or this could be an absolute sell-off for the dollar and a nice recovery zone for Bitcoin. So we'll see how it plays out. Now, if the dollar starts to bounce and keeps moving higher, then we may see another deeper push for crypto and Bitcoin in general. So it is something to keep an eye out on right now, but we are at some very interesting levels for the dollar index. I was also looking at what's going on with gold, and gold is even weirder because we've tested the levels, we've broken down, and now we're pulling back up again. We didn't make lower lows with this push down, but when you look at the daily here, you can just see gold has literally just been kind of pushing lower, retesting the level, pushing back down, nice engulfing candle here. We got to see how gold plays out as well. But once again, it still just all hinges on the dollar, guys. Like the dollar right now is pretty much the deciding factor for everything in almost every market, right? You can't get away from it. If you look at the S&P right now, same thing here. Dollar's having a hard time really making a big breakout. So gold is kind of hanging out at levels. Stocks are actually hot right now. We're seeing moves to the upside that we haven't seen. We're actually breaking above levels that we were looking at for resistance. But I told you guys, the more time we spend at a level, the weaker it becomes. So when you start seeing price testing levels, pulling back, making higher lows, making higher highs, making higher lows, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, this is pretty much par for the course right now. Yes, we're on a daily time frame, but it just makes more sense seeing that dollar weakness is spurring more growth inside of the stock market. Like I said, gold's kind of hanging on to see what's going to happen. I feel like crypto's doing the same thing with Bitcoin, hanging out here, giving us a deeper push down with lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, now lower lows. So getting to a level we may start seeing some buyer momentum because we have that rally here on that daily time frame could definitely give us another jump to the upside. But for the most part, guys, it's really about just being patient right now. Like we don't have a lot of consistency from anything. Like I was talking about this last week. It just seems really odd that the dollar has just been kind of hanging out in the same spot for an extended period of time, and we haven't gotten any real big moves, right? The volatility index is starting to dip a little bit lower as well. So we're getting to a place now, and I'll kind of zoom out so you guys can really see here. If you notice this volatility index, whenever we get to these overbought areas, and I'm doing the quote fingers when I say overbought, and oversold areas because there's no such thing, but this has been a really nice range for the dollar, for the volatility index. And we've seen every time we've gotten down into this green zone, volatility typically spikes up. When we get to these red zones, volatility also typically spikes in these areas to the downside. So we're seeing really powerful zones that we're headed for the volatility index. So we have some big moves on the horizon. Do I think we're going to get them in the next few days and weeks? We'll see. But right now, do we have any actual news coming up right now, like from the Fed anytime soon? Let's see here. Let me see. We got some Forex Factory news coming up here. Let's see what we got.
Unemployment claims on Thursday.
And if you guys don't know how to usually work this website, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a hint real quick. So when you're on this site, you'll notice you got all kind of tools. Right now, we're looking at the calendar section of the site. When you go over here to filter, this is how we pretty much take some of the noise out of here. So we just want to look at the dollar for now, right? We're not trying to see everything else. So we just uncheck everything else, right? And then we don't want to see all the noise. We only want the orange and red, right? And after that, apply filter. And you can see right now, yeah, nothing too volatile going on right now with the dollar outside of ISM services, OPEC, which is oil, and then unemployment claims is on Thursday, the 8th. So, yeah. And then moving forward from there, we got CPI Tuesday and FOMC statement on the 14th. So, yeah, if anything, FOMC is going to be on the 14th. So next week, Wednesday, we'll probably get some fireworks. So now until then, be on the lookout, because if the Fed pauses next week, it could get real. And I mean in a hurry. All right. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, everything else is pretty much just kind of wait and see. But yeah, that's how we would clean up a lot of the stuff when we're looking at Forex Factory. I know sometimes you guys are like, how in the world is everybody getting these cleaned up Forex Factory chart like websites? Just go in and filtering this stuff out, guys. It's real simple. All right. And we haven't looked at the Truflation in a while. I don't know if you checked it out on your sessions. Let's see here. So we got Truflation. Let's bring that over as well. Now, Truflation has been like a really good gauge of things to keep an eye on right now, because yeah, it's pretty sure it's pretty much been. Oh no, this isn't it. My bad. I'm on the wrong one. Let's back up. Where's my Truflation? There we go. Let's see. There we go. Sheesh.
Under 3.
They're pausing, bro.
That's what I think.
They're pausing. Like, so we've been using this, guys, as a way of showing you guys like what the actual inflation numbers would look like with all the data that they take into consideration when they're looking to figure out what, inflation may be when it comes to getting higher or lower. And we had a bit of a pause during April, and then May, we just fell off the cliff, and here we are in June, still keeping the trend going. So with everything that they're trying to do has pretty much been on the course, right? It says U.S. government reported due to 4.9. So yeah, I think for the most part, they're paying attention to this as well, because we saw them do less, and now we're starting to see the consistency now. So if we're below 3, this is a good sign, a really, really good sign. You can see they're taking things in food, housing, transportation, utilities. Like there's a ton of things, food at home, food away from home. So you can see even with housing, everything's been trending lower as well. So yeah, really, really nice on the side of things that we're looking to see kind of fall off. Now, I think the last domino is going to be the unemployment numbers, bro. Once we get the unemployment numbers, I feel like that'll be a little bit more clarity. And we're going to get the unemployment claims on Thursday.
Well, we just got some unemployment numbers a couple of days ago. 3.7%. It spiked.
Yeah.
Go back 1 week.
Oh, we got to go back a week. All right.
Go to a couple of days ago on NFP day.
Let's see here.
We had
unemployment rate.
Unemployment rate went from 3.7 to 3.7.
Yeah. So this is what they want.
We moving.
I know it's weird when you see red, but this is like a good thing. This is what the Fed's looking for.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if we see unemployment getting higher, that's a good sign for them. They probably want it around like 4% or 5%, which is crazy. But they want to see people in pain, so that way they know that, there's not a lot of money circulating. I know that sounds horrible, but they need to kind of go. We have to go through like this rough patch to get to the normal. See, I'm doing the quote finger, so they can cut the money printer back on. They want us to get back out of the hole so they can start digging again. And I know that sounds horrible, but that's the world we live in with inflation. So, yeah. But yeah, for the most part, everything right now is pretty much on schedule. I don't see anything outside of what we've normally been looking at, guys. Like when I look at the BLX chart, everything to me has been just pretty much par for the course, man. Like I'm excited to see where we're at right now. And obviously this chart's late. It doesn't show, it's like a day behind, so we haven't seen the major candle that we got today pushing to the downside. But I'm loving what I'm seeing. Everything that this is doing is pretty much lining up with what the market has normally done, guys. Like I'm not, thrown off by any of this stuff, right? We've seen, the markets break out, hit levels, pull back again. I think we're going to move higher and test these levels up here around like 50 and 40. And then we're going to see that nice sell off one more time and then kind of consolidate back and forth until we finally break out after the halving. And then we'll see a run up. But I think once we hit 50 and 40, maybe towards the later half of the year, maybe around like August, September, we'll start seeing that. Like I said, I know around like September to November is like that harvest season where we start seeing a lot of money kind of show up out of nowhere. So I'm thinking maybe the summer will kind of step a little bit. Towards the end of summer, we start seeing things take off. And then after that, we start hearing more about the political race and who's going to be the major, candidates that's running and things like that leading towards the election, next year. So right now, everything just seems on schedule. Like I know everybody's kind of wigging out like, why is this happening? Why is the market pulling back? I'm like, dude, like this is what it looks like when you get into these territories where the market's moving up and kind of resting for a while before we get another breakout. Same thing again. Over here, you finally get that move. The market breaks out, kind of rests for a while on that pullback, and it makes another move before we break out and consolidate. It's literally what I'm used to seeing from these markets, right? We get the breakout, and we rest for a little while. All right, even here, we had a nice push up, and then we kind of paused, and then finally broke out and ran. Same thing here. You get that initial move up, pause, and keep it going. Same thing over here, because I want to show you guys historical data, right? You get that initial breakout of the gray zone, and then we pause for a moment and continue to go into the upside. Same thing, right? You get the initial breakout of the gray zone, that pause for a moment, right? And then you run to the upside. So if anything, we might get one more pullback, which I would love to see us go back. Like we already got the pullback down here to 25. So like I said, guys, I think this pullback here to 25 is literally what we've been waiting on. I mean, if we go any lower, I'm eating it up with a big old spoon. I don't know about y'all. Like I am excited about where we're at right now because this is just more bullish signs for portfolios. You guys get to get this stuff at cheaper prices, do a lot of research, find the projects and, different teams and, things already getting partnerships going on. So for me, this is definitely one of those aha moments where it's just more confirmation. Bitcoin's exactly where it needs to be. We're getting that push up, pause, a little bit of a pullback right now because of what's going on with the dollar and inflation and Fed news going on. So don't be shocked if we get a pause next week and you see Bitcoin and everything else jump out the gym, because that's pretty much what the scenario looks like. And if we get a deeper move down, guys, we're pretty much in a win-win. I don't know how you feel, Mike. How you feel about this? You think it's a win-win, or you think we got some bad news on the horizon?
No, I think it's setting up like what we've been explaining. I mean, I'll show a chart first if we can make a co-host real quick.
Yeah, you already close.
But no, I think it's host disabled. Oh, there it goes. So I think it's been playing into what we've been explaining to you guys literally for, like weeks now. It feels maybe even more months. How this level here, 21K, is in play.
Yep.
And it'll either be in play first, and then we look maybe to go higher from there, or maybe this market wants to turn around before then and maybe trade into something like here, for example.
Yep.
And then now have this level of liquidity above, and then we see something into like this level up here, somewhere into like 37, 39, and then we come back down. So it's really like, okay, around 25,000, I think this is a good time to start looking to DCA some of these altcoins. Well, I'll show you guys some.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're dropping, and I think I want to talk about the SEC here in a second and dissect why they're doing this, because they just called a lot of the coins securities, which they have no idea even what a security is at this point. So I'm going to get into that news, but some positive news here. I want to talk about Cosmos coming into DeFi heavily, supporting USDC. Every single ecosystem in DeFi will need a stable coin.
Yep.
So it's good to see that they're going to be using USDC here. You can see this right here. Both ETH and Solana have enjoyed vibrant DeFi environments, partly due to the ease of access of stablecoin utility within their networks. This has not been the case for Cosmos, so this is bullish for me for the Cosmos network. We have seen ETH gas fees. Okay, if you're new here, every time you do a transaction on the Ethereum network, and it looks like, let me refresh this. Every time you do a transaction on the Ethereum network, you pay a little bit of gas in Ethereum. It's actually gone up a little bit, but the gas fees were really, really high a couple of days ago with all the meme coin stuff. With the average transaction over $22. Now it's back to like $7 to $10 for gas fees. But a lot of transactions have been moving on ETH. Also, we're talking about ETH. One of the co-founders of ETH just moved $40 million of ETH to Kraken. Really have no idea why. Maybe he's going to sell some. We'll see. But I know his wallet is being watched. The co-founder, Jeffrey
Willick.
How do you...
Or what is it? Wilk? Yeah, Wilk.
Yeah. Well, he just moved some money for the first time in 29 months. So let's see what he's doing. And then here's the big fish. SEC today says, hey, we're going to sue Binance for alleged security violations. Enrich themselves by billions of dollars. And I actually want to pull up some of the things they said in the article. They're saying that they were commingling funds, but let's take a look at Section 352. It says the Binance platforms defendants have made available trading on them crypto assets that are offered and sold as investment contracts, thus as securities. This includes, but is not limited to BNB, BUSD, all the units of each crypto asset securities. Here's the interesting part. With trading symbols SOL, ADA, Matic, File, Atom, Sand, Mana, Algorand, Axie Infinity, and Cody, collectively by the crypto asset securities. They're saying that all those coins are securities.
Yep.
Okay? Now, I'm not stupid. Okay, and I'm gonna show you something real quick. Okay, is Coinbase a regulated exchange in the United States?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no in the comments. Okay, well, they said SOL is a security. This is the SEC. Well, hold on. You work directly with Coinbase. And you could buy SOL on Coinbase. Oh, they said ADA was a security. Well, last time I checked, you can buy Cardano on Coinbase, which is a regulated exchange in the United States of America. I'm pretty sure Filecoin as well is also on. You guessed it, on Coinbase as well. Almost every single project they just called out a security. Now, why do you guys think these events like this happen, though? Why do you think they happen? Somebody tell me in the chat. They happened before on the chart, before the news even came out. We were already in bearish positions on SOL and ETH and Bitcoin and Ripple. And guess what? Everything was on Swipecoin. And these events take place for the wealthy, for the people that are really run the markets to accumulate more. So they can take the crypto from you and they can give it to them. Okay, it goes from you to them.
Yep.
So people sell when the market's going down. And what do? They just buy it directly from you. Because when you see this, how many people are scared right now? A lot of people. Man. This is exactly what they wanted. And, I mean, they've been trying other things.
I mean, I'm getting messages like, bro, is crypto okay? Are you good? I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm good. No, I saw it dropped. Everybody's been saying it's been dropping like crazy. I'm like, I looked at my phone. I'm like, bro, it's like 25K. What are you talking about? Wasn't it just at 30? I'm like, yeah, that's what it does. It goes up and down. Like, what are we talking about? Like, people are spazzing out that don't even have crypto are calling me to check on me. Like, even Tong says, you hear from aunties and uncles you haven't heard from in years. asking you if you're okay when crypto moves.
That's so funny. That is literally hilarious. And that's the world. And most people are going to get into this market late, or they're going to get in. Let's go back to that chart. They're going to get in when it does this, and then they're going to get out when it does this. But we've been breaking this down for months now, breaking down this level here and talking about, right, price coming back to 21K.
Yeah.
When you look at Bitcoin on the higher time frames, okay, go back and watch some of these older sessions. This was from May of last year. We talked about 30,000 being a level where price could potentially reject. But guess what? We still have a bullish structure where we have a low, we have a break of structure here, we have a higher low, higher high. And now, really, as long as 20,000, as long as 1965 doesn't get broken, this could still be a bullish environment for price. And the question is, on the higher time frames, is where will we find some support or whatever, and then break structure, and then we can look for some potential buying opportunities. Okay, so this is the big deal, and this is what crypto Twitter is going to be filled off. And let me show you something. Let me show you some more facts. Over the past 24 hours in crypto, these are all different, platforms people trade on. 90% to 99% of the market was in buying or long positions.
Yep.
And what do you think is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? The market knows that. The whales know that. So guess what they do? They just take all their money. I mean, you had over $300 million of liquidations just between these platforms.
Bro.
Now, in the comments, what kind of positions were you potentially in? Who was paying attention to the apps and the education, right? You look at the past hour, I mean, some of these now have pulled back a little bit.
Everybody was up a day ago.
Interesting. So 24 hour, you could also see it up here at the top. 24-hour liquidations, $300 million. And that's just on whatever these platforms are here. We're not affiliated with any of them. Do your own research. This is just an educational website called coinglass.com/liquidation data. So that is why we need to be careful. Now, it gets better. I swear this movie cannot get better. But what do you say, Craig? Craig, it's getting better. It's getting so much better. So SEC today goes after Binance. Coinbase derivatives to launch institutional Bitcoin and ETH futures. Oh, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. Let's go to the official Twitter of Coinbase, or one of their accounts. Coinbase Institutional. On June 5th, Coinbase Derivatives Exchange, our CFTC regulated futures exchange, will launch Bitcoin and ETH futures contracts for institutions. Here's what we've built. How many of you guys have been plugging into DCX futures? We're gonna update you guys on the times here because our next DCX future session here is in a few minutes. Sized at 1 Bitcoin and 10 ETH, our institutional size contracts will allow clients to manage exposure with unparalleled accuracy. We believe in building something accessible, blah, 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 blah. Let's go to this article over here. Given institutional demand, you guys, we just read that right there, will now precisely manage risk and target attractive returns with lower fees than other U.S. regulated derivatives exchanges. Go read this article. Insane.
It is super weird, bro, to see how connected Coinbase is with the government, and they keep like doing things that show Coinbase would be in the wrong over and over and over. It's like there's no transparency from the government. It's just Coinbase keeps asking, and they're telling them, yeah, you're good, until they're not.
Yep. But bro, if these coins are securities, okay, it's very simple. Coinbase is selling securities.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You literally can't write a better script. Okay. It's just funny. As Binance's CCO bluntly admitted to another Binance compliance officer on December 28, we are operating as a unlicensed securities exchange in the USA, bro.
It's the bro at the end for me.
Yeah,
Like, bro.
man. So, yeah.
I think this is more of another sign of the times where we see the government regulating out of fear or regulating out of enforcement instead of regulating from a standpoint of rules. Like this is just, we're gonna punish you rather than inform you, right? You ever like got in trouble with your parents and it was like, well, we just made up a new rule and you're in trouble now, and it's like, listen, nobody told me this was a thing.
Yep.
So how do we find a middle ground here? But like, yeah, this is just, they're running everybody away. I wouldn't be shocked if Coinbase decides to just up and go to another country and then just say, oh well, because they're doing everything they're supposed to do with being transparent with the government, and the government just keeps saying, and we're going to fine you again, and we're going to fine you again, and we're going to fine you again. And it's like, dude, come on. At this point, you guys are just changing the rules every week.
Well, bro, the government is Coinbase. Coinbase is the government. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And they want, obviously, Binance out, or, you know.
Yeah.
And we could see that this could be this is the excuse for price to drop, but we could see them potentially close Binance US down, and that could move somewhere else. I could see that happening.
Oh yeah. Didn't they hire somebody in it on Binance US, which is weird because I thought they had already stopped US customers from even using Binance in a lot of the states.
Binance US is a separate entity that CZ owns, kind of like how FTX had it structured legally. So the lawsuit actually was, I believe, against Binance US. Specifically, because they don't have, I don't think they can go after, I mean, they could, the US can do whatever they want, but yeah, it should be after Binance US though, because that article said at the top here, pull this back up, yeah, it says Binance, this is a screenshot, assets sold on the Binance US platform include assets that were sold as security. So yeah, that's interesting. Now let's talk about some of the good news here. Other than that stuff, prices dropping, and that's great news for DCX futures. Just throwing that out there. While we're talking about futures, let's just drop the new time schedule. If you guys haven't seen, we got a brand new schedule here.
Yeah.
5 p.m. Eastern now on Mondays and Wednesdays. Anybody excited about that? If you're in the U.S., you got to wake up super early. And this is good for all time zones, a lot of different time zones. If you're in the West Coast now, what's up, Hirsch? Got Hirsch in the building.
Let's go.
If you're in the West Coast, perfect. 2 p.m. for you. Central time, it's midday. If you're on the East Coast, obviously it's 5 p.m. I know if you're in Australia, it's a little bit better for you. New Zealand, a little bit better for you. And then we're still going to do those 3 New York session openings. And guys, once again, this is really going to be a trial period for the next 30 days with these times.
Yeah.
Based on the demand will be based on if we keep them or change them or slightly change them again. So show up, let people know. These classes are going to be crazy. Once again, live analysis on all DCX futures sessions. So we will be live in about an hour and 20 minutes.
Yep. So we need 2-hour session. No way.
We need Kurt to eat some lunch, some food, you know. We can't have Kurt doing 2-hour sessions.
That's what I just had to do. DoorDash was at the door. I had to get DoorDash.
Nice. Dude, I'm using this. They don't have DoorDash out here. I'm using this other app called like Liferendo. They don't have Uber Eats. They only have one app. It's a monopoly out here. One app.
Man, I believe it, bro. I saw a company in like, I think it's Spain. They literally come to your house and put gas in your car for you.
That's cool.
I'm like, that is a money maker idea if I've ever seen. It's a giant truck that drives around full of gasoline. And if you like forget to fill your car before you go home, you can just say, hey, I'm at this address. You know, my car is right outside. It's this kind of vehicle. And they'll literally call you when they're outside, and you just, you know, let them know you're ready, or you do the alarm, you know, whatever. You go out there and unlock the tank for them. They'll put the gas in for you. You don't even leave to get gas for the next day. I'm like, dude, that is genius.
Man, the time you drive to the gas station, you spend $5 on gas.
Yeah.
Pay somebody else to do it.
I'm like, bro, it's a money making opportunity, and they don't have it in the United States, bro. So we got to hurry up and get on it, Mike. Nobody's listening, but just me and you, bro. We can do it now.
Bro, they actually have that in Miami. I did it during COVID.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they have those trucks in Miami.
Sheesh,
It's an app.
bro.
They charge you like $25 to come to your house, though. It's a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you live like far out and it's hard for you to get gas sometimes if you forget. Yeah, it's like perfect, bro.
It's good like if you run out of gas and like you're on the highway.
Yeah.
Call them real quick.
Yeah, big facts. I'll gladly come out of that money. Like, here you go. Cool.
Yeah. Facts.
But yeah, bro, the new schedule is going to be lit. And the thing is, we wanted to cater to people in the United States because we know a lot of you guys, you're working most of the time. We're doing this stuff at 9 a.m. Some of you guys are at work. Some of you guys are, in middle classes. Some of you guys are, dealing with the kids. So it's hard for you to do this stuff. So we figured, later in the evening, work's done, kids are out of school, 9 to 5, you can catch us like on the way home. So that way you guys can kind of tune in, get some sauce, see what's going on, take advantage of the setups, or maybe you just kind of pull over, hang out in the coffee shop for an hour with your DCX family. You can participate in a little bit of DCX futures at the end of the day. Mondays and Wednesdays, Mondays are kind of hard to start the week. Wednesdays are you kind of getting through, so it just gives you guys a little bit of something to look forward to at the beginning of the week, in the middle of the week. You got hump day. It's like, do I really want to? Yeah, you do. It's 5 in the afternoon. It's a win-win.
Yeah. And guys and girls, men and women, everybody on this call, if you know, definitely plug into these sessions.
Yeah.
And we'll see who's going to be on there in about an hour. Let us know in the comments. All right, cool. Last couple things. I want to go over SwipeCoin here, some of these setups. Just sent out an update on Sol exit number 2. So we had a lot of different ideas, and I'll just go over Sol real quick. So this was an interesting setup, and it was an interesting setup because I saw the setup on the 8-hour time frame, and I'll show you. Sometimes using time frames, and if you guys have gone through my previous course, I talk about time frames and all that different stuff. So the market was sitting here when I looked at it. It was like pretty much like almost right here.
Mm-hmm.
What I saw is I saw this push up that swept liquidity, and then price came 50% of this blue candle and then dropped. And then we had another push up, right? And then another drop. So what the market was showing me here is that there was some equal highs, definitely some liquidity chilling right here. And I was going to target this 22.25 for Sol and looking for a potential short. This is what was called out on the app yesterday. And we had something like this. Okay, now if you guys don't know, you can see when you see my ideas, let's say this is potential entry 1, you can use your risk either there or there or there, whatever zone you want to use. Okay, and if it gets hit, you could potentially re-enter. So let's say you had something like this. We had our first target right here, almost about a 1 to 3, and then our second target was about a 1 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now watch how that was so fast. Dang.
It was so quick.
Yeah. Watch how I want to do that again one more time. See how the market reacts. I'm gonna go to the 4 hours. It doesn't do that as fast.
Yeah.
How it reacts to this push up, fast move down. So like it executes the order there.
Yeah,
right?
But that's a sign of a huge imbalance, though, bro. Like that quick touch and go. That's what we're looking for a lot of entries. When price spends too much time in an area, it kind of takes away a lot of the probability of success when you spend too much time at a zone. But like that touch and go, that's barbecue chicken all day.
No, facts. And like it was a setup that I took because I saw this liquidity right here. So I was looking for price to break down. Now, when I said earlier that the news, I didn't know the news was going to happen. I didn't know the SEC was going to sue Binance and all that stuff.
You knew, Michael. You knew.
Yeah. I don't know if we could say that on here. I did not know, question mark.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. But I did know. Here's what I did know. I did know there was liquidity here, and I did know we would trade. If we broke this liquidity, we would trade somewhere into this little level down here, right, where all these candles are. And it hit exit 1 and exit 2. So always remember the news is going to push the direction in the market it's meant to go in, it's supposed to go in. Now, right here, interesting level on Sol. Does it continue to kind of hold structure because you did have a break and a pullback here? And do we start to trade higher? I would say this is a nice level to start in DCA. If you don't have any sold, I like this level around $19. Okay. Now you also had, and you didn't need to take all three, but you also had ETH and XRP. And shout out to Nick Gomez for this ETH idea.
Man.
This was a beauty. Put it in the chat. It was beautiful right here. Beautiful. 1830. 1830 was hit. And then 1760. Oof. Very close. Very close. But 1830 was hit. I had one of my exits at 1820. Put the word beautiful in the chat box. Because once again, very similar setup where you had huge push up, price creates a high, lower high, filling this imbalance off of this push up, off of this candle. Liquidity right here is a target. And then that's patience. Now it's patience. And I know that's the hard part, but when you're in a leveraged idea, you got to have patience. People close too early. They move their stop loss too early, then they get stopped out. And then they wonder why the market, they always lose their trades. Let the market do its thing. Mm-hmm. And then with portfolio, obviously it's, you're going the other way. So, bro, there's a lot of nice little projects here that are still sitting at some nice zones.
Bro, like when I tell you it's about to be on and popping, like I've been looking at a lot of different setups, a lot of different projects. Like I know you guys have been, doing research on certain things with the portfolio, but dude, like it is some beautiful pullbacks happening right now in the market. I'm like 8, bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh, below $5? Bruh.
3 now.
Yeah, dude. This like, you can put that on a cracker right there, dude. That's money, dude. Like, you got to get to a place where you start seeing opportunity in these pullbacks, family. Like, there should be zero fear right now. Like, because the market's going to do what it needs to do to get people out of it. That's the first thing you got to remember is it wants people gone. So like Mike said earlier, you can see the institutional players come in and get this stuff for cheap. And we're just getting deeper pullbacks in a situation where it's revving up. We're gonna start seeing a lot of liquidity start to pour in from different countries, and eventually US will get their stuff together and it's game on. Says Kurt hungry. I'm always hungry.
Yeah, let's all right, Maurice, I'm gonna go live. Like in the other room down this hotel, it's like a half a mile to get to the other side of the freaking hallway. I had to walk like a mile to go to his room and mine back earlier. So yeah, he had to order my food for me because it was in German. That's
what happens when you're staying in the lap of luxury hotels, right? You're staying in non-compliant hotels.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm staying at the Holiday. Everybody can stay there. So here you have Maker. Wow, Maker really didn't do anything. It just drop like $10.
Yeah.
I'll pull it back up.
Man, well, we can get Maker below like 6. Oh yeah, dude. You get it 5, anything 5. Yeah, like even right now below 7, I still think it's still a deal for Maker, but a lot of people aren't seeing the opportunity inside of these DeFi plays right now because DeFi has been quiet. And I need you guys to realize this is what usually happens in crypto when certain areas of the market get quiet. That's when you want to start paying attention again. Like, mark my words, there's going to be a resurgence in NFTs again. There's going to be a resurgence in DeFi. There's going to be a resurgence of layer 1s. There's going to be a resurgence of, really, really nice layer 2s. And the thing is, as we see more layer 1s take off, we're going to start seeing the adoption of different layer 2s on different networks. There's going to be layer 2 solutions for Solana. There's going to be layer 2 solutions for Cardano, layer 2 solutions for, Cosmos. So you got to start seeing the blueprint that Ethereum's created. And we're going to start duplicating that on other networks. And this is how you start to find projects before they start to take off. Hence, one of the reasons why we have certain projects that we do have on the list, because we know there's certain projects that are going to have to help things like Uniswap grow. There's projects that are going to help certain networks like, Arbitrum grow or Polygon grow. So it's not always about just getting the home run every time. Sometimes you want to get into those projects that just get on base and then you switch and allocate to another one. Right. So but you have to be a part of the classes so you can see how this stuff happens. Like, you guys are like, man, I got the list. I'm good to go. And I'm like, that's not even half the battle. right? Like it's literally being here so you can see what's going on and understanding the thought process and knowing when to shift gears, when to change your thought process, when to start to really, start to really kind of become more analytical and when to kind of go with the flow. And right now we're at a place of just going with the flow because we see the market kind of just getting into a groove. We're deciding where the money's going to show up from, if China's going to be the big leader this time, if we're going to start seeing things from the UK start to take off this time. Obviously, America's just taking a slow roll right now. But once we start getting more clarity, I mean, even now, we may not see America jump into the bull runs after the election, honestly. Right? Like whoever the next president is going to be will make crypto more friendly, more, easily accessible, and things start to take off. But we may see a slowdown all the way into maybe November of next year for America, and the rest of the world is booming, taking advantage of the bull run after the halving happens. So just be mindful, family. This stuff moves fast. And if we see America slowing down, it doesn't mean crypto is going to die, or it doesn't mean crypto is not going to do anything. It's just going to mean that the U.S. is going to be on the tail end of the bull run, if anything, which is still good in my opinion. Maybe it extended a little bit longer and we get another big jump. So we get all of, China, Canada, UK, Australia jumping in, or the whole Eurozone jumping in. And then later on, boom, we get United States, a couple other areas, maybe, like South America starts to jump on board. And this thing goes nuts.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah, honestly. It's not even if, it's just when.
Somebody said saw a couple projects in the chat. Wait, I will point out Aave's at $60. Just a heads up on that one. Don't say I didn't show it to you on today. Where did Uniswap go? Uniswap is holding very, very well. It's still above $4.
Yeah, bro. OP's getting in a good spot as well. I'm waiting, bro.
Chainlink, bro. This is, this has been a year. The second that this breaks this low, okay?
Yeah.
You will see this level. Can everybody hear us, see us? They said, did the stream break again? I think we're fine.
Yeah, no, I got good on. Everything's good on my end. OBS is still running smooth.
Should see if we see a break of this, get ready. All right, Kurt, pass it to you. Maurice is at my door. I think
you ran that mile to come get you. All right, I got you, bro. So right now, guys, like I said, we got a lot of things brewing right now. You know what I mean? Like the market's pretty much just getting in a position to see what the next big jump's going to be. And I think we may get a move to the downside. We may get a move to the upside. But honestly, let me go back to this dollar index and I'll talk to you guys about that for a second. This dollar index right now is literally showing us more pressure to the downside than anything else. We've seen a major drop off. The dominant energy has been selling energy. We had a quick test at the top of the zone and we pulled back down. If we see dollar weakness come in heavy, we could see a massive sell-off. The only saving grace right now, in my opinion, would be some really positive news or some really bullish news for the dollar leading. Is Mari sitting there?
Look who it is.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, bro?
NFC.
I brought the man his favorite drink.
God, he's about to be wired.
Found an American energy drink at the store. He brought it to me.
Yeah, that can even feels funny in your hands. It's got like little grips on it so you don't drop it.
Yeah. Well, how was your go live, Maurice?
Great. Amazing.
Who was on Maurice's go live? Let's be honest. What did he talk about? Somebody answer. Give me the cliff notes.
Yeah,
was
let's
it in
go.
English?
Let's go.
It was a German.
It was in German. Trick question.
I love it. But yeah, man, next week I think we're going to see some fireworks. I think right now the dollar index is pretty much just holding on. We're going to get some big news from the dollar. After that, we'll get more clarity. And guys, the clarity is going to give us more opportunity inside of the market. So we're looking at ETH. We're looking at Bitcoin. Even when I look at the ETH chart right now, guys, look at the liquidity right here, right? You keep seeing this zone we boxed up is just filled with buyers at this level. But we keep testing it. It's only so long we can hang out here. If we start seeing candles break deeper into this zone and start closing down here at the 17, that's not a good sign. Just being honest, guys, around 1750 area, that could be a sign we can get a deeper push down for ETH. I won't say not a good sign. I would be excited to get more cheap Ethereum. That's just me. I don't know about you guys, right? But you can see if we break here, the last big run we had was literally from around 13 straight up into this area around 17. So if 1750 doesn't hold, we can see a move straight down, maybe back down into the 13s, if not 14s, which would be beautiful in my opinion. So no complaints from me on my side of the board, man. I'm looking to see what the market wants to do. I'm keeping an eye out for all of these levels moving forward. We've definitely been trending nicely to the upside. If I start seeing ETH want to break below trend lines, we kind of go sideways, we break lower, we keep seeing lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. I'm riding a dominant energy, bro. I'm waiting for pullbacks and we're riding this bad boy down. So for me, everything does look pretty, not normal, but pretty much, duplicatable from where we're at right now. I see everything kind of hanging out here. So yeah, I think 1750 is going to be a really big zone if we see ETH breaking any lower right now. So seeing where we're at right now, like another drop of $100 could be really interesting for Ethereum moving forward. And like he just said, we just saw one of the lead. What is it? Was he a developer or one of the top holders of ETH?
One of the co-founders, bro.
Yeah. So one of the co-founders is looking to potentially liquidate, because that's the only time you move your, especially if you're a old vet. You're like a veteran in the space. You've been here for a while. Yeah, you don't move coins to an exchange for safekeeping. For safekeeping, like you do that for selling. There's no reason for him to be moving that amount of ETH over to an exchange. Just doesn't make any sense. So either he knows something is on the horizon and he's looking to cash out because he's just like, yeah, economy's getting weird. They're calling everything a security now. I'm gonna get ready to cash out of here. So it's getting interesting to say the least. So be mindful. If he sells off, that could create a lot of selling pressure. Some people could come in buying it up, run into another wall, and see another major push down, guys. So for me, it's a win-win because we can either get it cheaper or we're going to see a big run and then we're going to get a pullback for a better opportunity and watch it continue running. And we're going to just ride this momentum all the way through, maybe consolidate until we get to the halving. And then after that, it's just game on. So for the most part, guys, dollar cost averaging at these levels is definitely a positive. If you guys have been nervous about dollar cost averaging, you may want to start thinking about doing it more often than anything, because we're seeing nice pullbacks right now. If we see another further move down and we get more movement from the dollar, moving to the upside, definitely could scream another big drop for crypto, and a dollar running to the upside could just line us up for that bigger play where we finally flesh out the entire move and then see the full thing play out, where Bitcoin and crypto just drops, completely falls. We get really nice entry zones. From there, dollar runs crazy. People get excited. They get all amped up, and then they get trapped in a dollar and a major sell-off happens. Because that's usually how this happens with the dollar. If you don't believe me, we can go to the monthly, and you guys can see the history of the US dollar has just been big run up, massive sell-off, big run up, massive sell-off. We've just had the big run up. It's almost time for the massive sell-off. I'm not going to say it's going to just drop off a cliff completely, but we're going to see some stutter steps and then another major drop, a stutter step. And all it takes, you can see back here, all it took was for the market to finally make that big decision, right? We see low point to high point here, and we boxed up what, 50%, 618. We rested above this level for a while, and then we saw, and this is on the monthly, guys. This was 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, 5 month, 6 months. The 7th month we broke below and just ran to the downside, and we had another zone, 786, 886. We broke completely below that, retested off the top of it, and continued breaking even further, guys. Like, this is what it looks like when you get into these areas. And now I'm looking at something similar happen here, right? Low point to high point here. All right, let me get up there. And we see 50% 618 zone. Price is hanging out here for buy opportunity. You see what I mean? We could literally see price have a huge move down, break below, retest off of this area again, and come running all the way down to 786 now. Market doesn't like to repeat itself, but it definitely rhymes. This could be the precursor to something like this that happened back in 2002. And they keep talking about how the markets haven't been in a position like this in the last, 20 years. We're seeing that same repeat happen, guys. So be mindful. It's looking interesting. You got any closing words, Mike?
DCX futures live in 1 hour. We will see you guys there. Brand new schedule. Show up.
Let's go.
Show out. Please post this picture on socials, in your team chats, your Discords, Telegrams. Let people know about the new time. It is up to all of us to spread the word. Much love, guys. See you guys in about an hour.
Yes, yes. Let's get it. All right, family. Also, I'll be doing my class with you guys later on tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard on the All Five channel. Also, that 9 o'clock session will be getting changed because I'll be doing futures at 5. So I'll end up canceling that and then doing futures because we don't want to keep stacking class after class after class on top of stuff like that. So I want to make sure that I can give most value. So I feel like just doing a futures call with you guys at 5 will make more sense on Mondays. So that way we'll be more live at 5 again. Y'all remember it. So we'll be doing that, and I'll be canceling my 9 o'clock and just doing the 5 o'clock on Mondays. And I'll still be doing mindset on Thursdays. Don't worry, I'm not getting rid of mindset. I know how much you guys like that. So if anything, I may be changing the day for mindset. I'll probably be moving that maybe to like a Wednesday or something like that. And then we'll just keep Thursday all about the harmonics. And I'll probably be able to squeeze a 2-hour session in on Thursday, knowing I don't have another session at the end of the day. So I'm trying to work with you guys and give more value and still kind of like scratch that itch. Everybody wants me to do 2-hour sessions and stuff. So I'm working on it. All right, family. So we'll see you guys in an hour. Spread the word. Let's get this bag, get some food, get ready. And yeah, let's get this bag, family. Let's go. All right. And listen, let me do this real quick. And as usual, all right, and as always, stay patient, stay disciplined, and the gains will come.